Welcome to another episode of Roll or Die. Today we have for you an up-and-comer. He's a person that we're looking forward to getting to know quite a lot more today. He's a little bit nervous about his English, but we are very happy to have him on the show with us to tell us his story and to share his journey. He's a black belt at Peter Devine, my old club actually, and he's only a youngster, 22 years old. Really looking forward to getting to know Jonathan Ramos. Thanks for joining us, Jonathan.
Thank you so much for having me on your podcast. Thank you.
Mate, at this time
Uh,
of the year, I'm worried about my English as well, mate. So don't you worry about anything.
no. I'm here for just couple months, like 1 year and a half. So my English, when I arrived here, my English was zero. So now it's getting better now.
Wow! You
Getting better.
came to
Where you
Australia with
grew up,
no
mate? Yeah.
English.
Yeah. Sorry, what's that?
Yeah. Tell us about where you grew up. Like, give us a rundown on where you're from.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm from Brazil and I come from São Paulo. I have my black belt before I come into Australia, actually 1 day before. And then I come to Australia and I compete the first time in Victorian States in Melbourne. And that competition I won and 3 golds and gi, no gi, and
Wow.
gi open class.
Wow.
Uh, yeah, I did very well in the first competition. And then I started training with Peter the Bean. He opened the doors for me when I arrived here. He's the guy helped me a lot when I arrived. He he just believe in me and say, do what you want, like do what you know to do, you know? And
Yeah.
then now I'm here. Yeah, and that's it.
So tell us a bit about your journey into jiu-jitsu in Brazil. You're only 22. You must have started when you were quite young.
Yeah, I started with 5 years old,
Mhm.
and the countryside in the Brazil. And there I start with training with my friends at school, and then they say, "Ah, Jonathan, come to train with us. Jiu-jitsu is very well for you." I was very little, and I start training, but I didn't train it properly like now when I was young, just for fun, you know. And after that, I with 14 years old, I started training very well, like properly, because I want to be number one day. And then I start training very well, and then compete a lot. Start compete young as well, but I started to have my first medal when I was 14 years old. Yeah, when I in the countryside competition, and then now after that, actually, I get my blue belt in São Paulo, in the big city. I change my like I move, you know,
Yep.
Where
and
were
then
you to start? Where did you begin your jiu-jitsu?
I begin my jiu-jitsu in São Paulo, like in the countryside. The
Hmm.
city, his name is like Cerquillo.
Hmm.
Cerquillo, and the Professor Geraldo Melo and the Felipe Vidal.
Hmm.
And then I stayed there until my 14 years old, and then go to the big city and have my blue belt. And then where I start training good to compete. Yeah. Um,
Jonathan, tell us about like as a young person in Brazil. Obviously soccer is massive, right? But
yeah.
is jiu-jitsu like really big? Like we obviously been in the jiu-jitsu world, we sort of think that everybody does it in Brazil, but
Yeah.
were you just one of your handful of friends that were doing it, or was everybody doing it that you knew? Like how many people are actually doing jiu-jitsu over there?
Actually, a lot of people say that for me, but that's not true. It's not everyone do jiu-jitsu. Actually, the minimum people, it's like a lot of people do, but the Brazil is very bigger, so it's not everyone, you know, but
Yeah.
a lot, a lot. But in Brazil, the life is a little bit hard for us to compete outside, like outside the country, you know, because there a lot of people from Brazil don't have opportunity to fight outside, and it's very hard to go. The tickets from plane and and the competition is expensive for us. So
Yeah.
because that we need to have a lot of sponsorship, some help of the friends, of the gym. That's very important for us.
And why Australia? Why did you choose to come here compared with anywhere else?
Yeah, that's very funny. I coming to Australia for study and work, not for jiu-jitsu, nothing for jiu-jitsu. And I just start training here because Peter the Bean actually helped me a lot here. He gave me one way to follow my dream, and then I just hugged all the opportunity and did my best, you know? Yeah, and then he put me to fight the first competition is the Victorian, and then I did very well, get 3 golds. But I lost in the open class and no gi. But anyway, that was good. But I come here just to study English and work and try do like the good life for my family in Brazil. But I always say I will try. I will go with this goal, but I will try something with the jiu-jitsu as well. Yeah, and
Is
then
is
I'm
um
here.
is jiu-jitsu expensive to do in Brazil? So obviously to travel it's expensive, and then obviously to make your way to Australia. But to join a club over there, is it an expensive thing to do?
Actually, if you convert the money from Australia and Brazil, here is more expensive.
Yeah.
And because in Brazil, the coin from Brazil is not very high. It's very low, so it's more cheap for us. But we pay a month, not for a week. Here, everything is a week, and then we
Yeah.
pay a month, like $35 a month,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But yes, like the things in Brazil is a little bit expensive if you don't work. But for me, I always compete. So my coach from São Paulo, his name is Claudio De Paula, and together with the Cruz brothers, and they say I don't need to pay anything, just doing the good job, training hard, and don't missing the trainings, and then that's like I don't need to pay anything, just for my competitions.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
what about the standard of jiu-jitsu in Brazil compared to here in Australia? How does it compare?
the difference of compete here and
Yeah,
in
or just
in
even in
Brazil.
general, the level of jiu-jitsu in
Ah,
Brazil.
I
okay.
suppose when you win 3 golds and you've just landed, they're worth shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, no, no. It's hard everywhere. In Brazil is in my opinion is so much hard because have a lot of people's training hard and compete because in Brazil how we have a hard life, a lot of people's wanna training hard to try like make a good thing for their family, that's what I think too. I just training hard because I wanna like give the good life for my parents, for my sister and brothers.
Mm,
Yeah.
And so I think this is really good motivation to you fighting hard. But in Brazil, it's very, very hard as well, like here. But in Brazil is more hard. Yeah,
mm,
very
People take it a
different.
bit more. Yeah, people take it a bit more seriously over there because it can provide for your family,
Yeah,
I suppose, right? Whereas a lot of us just do it for fun, and as a hobby. Whereas you guys quite often might need to take it more seriously because, if you're putting time and money into something like jiu-jitsu and, you want to get something out of it and provide for your family, then you
yeah,
need to take it seriously, right?
yeah. Actually, the competition in Brazil is pretty expensive, so you don't want to lose in the first match. You don't want to
Yeah.
lose in the first match and go home with nothing, because all the competitions when I fall. It's like it's not just 2 or 3 competitions like in Australia. In Brazil, it's like 34, 20, like 40. It's a lot of peoples
Yeah.
and a little
Yeah.
bit hard. Yeah, a lot of mats. Yeah.
What about injuries, Jonathan? Have you had many injuries through your time?
Yes, just in Australia. In Brazil, I just have couples in my knee and my foot, but between the training, but My most big injuries I have in all my life, and the final of nationals this year in Australia, when I was doing the final match with Felipe from Virtue. And between the fight, I put my hand on the floor for defense one takedown and for don't give a point, and then dislocate my elbow and go straight for the hospital. And then I was off the match for 6 months. No, actually 4 months. Sorry, 4 months.
I'm the same. I also have
Yeah,
same
yeah,
elbow.
that's very bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, elbow.
Left elbow too. Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
but
Oh,
no surgeries. Surgeries.
Oh, good.
Just stop and no harder. Don't do anything harder. That's it.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
good. And you look after yourself. You lift weights. You go to the gym. You do all of those sorts of things as well.
yeah. I started lift weight 1 month ago to try getting my arm better and my body because I was a lot of time outside the mats, just training jiu-jitsu. Actually, 2 weeks after my injuries, I removed the plaster for try do some private class, because I can't be stopped, and teaching. Yeah, and putting everything again when I finish, But always rolling with my hands. I tie my hand, my arm, and my body, and fighting like this. But now I'm look after me very well. Like I have some friends who's helped me with the physiotherapy and lift weights as well. Yeah, I have a really good friends. Yeah,
So you also work as a coach with Pete. You coach the kids classes, is that right?
yeah. I got the kids class in St Kilda, the B in St Kilda,
Yeah.
and I always want to work with this job when I arrive here. But when I arrived was a little bit hard. But now I have this opportunity and I'm look after kids and the adults as well. Actually, almost all the classes, but just some now.
Hmm.
Will be more. Yeah.
Tell us a bit
Tell
more
us.
about coaching the kids. Sorry, Brent.
No, you're good.
Especially because English is a second language for you. Does that, you think, make it more difficult or actually not that different?
Actually, my English improved more when I was in Wollongong, when my friend injured his shoulder.
Hmm.
And then my English was very bad. And then a lot of people there helped me with the English because I was teaching classes, and it helped me a lot. But to be the second language is a little bit complicated to explain everything because I cannot express myself 100%, because it's pretty hard. But I'm start learning more now.
Mm.
And about the kids here, yeah, it's a little bit hard. Sometimes they don't understand what I wanna pass to them. But I always say, if I say something wrong, kids, please correct me. I'm here to learn with you, and you here to learn with me. That's what I
Yeah.
say. Yeah, that's good.
That, yeah, that's really cool. How is the kids class structured? How do you teach it? Do you do like a theme on whether it's like, let's say, playing close guard for 3 weeks and then attacks, or how do you sort of structure your classes, Jonathan?
Actually, I start learn about the kids when I was in Wollongong, and the Professor Gabriel helped me a lot about the business, about the kids, how I need to talk with the kids on the classes. But now, over there, I follow the Gracie Barra program, but here I change. I just I do the like competition classes, very hard for them because they compete a lot, So we work on the close guard, mount, because when I start learn, I did a lot of basic, a lot of basic is better for me, in my opinion. A lot of repetitions, a lot of numbers, like 10 numbers for the right side, 10 numbers for the left, 10 sweeps for the right and 10 sweeps for the left. A lot of repetition, recover the guard, everything like this. And it's make they very strong now because with more time you try, you do well in the competition.
So also when you compete, I've seen that you referee as well. So
Yeah, I do.
you sometimes, does that mean you have to compete and coach and referee all at the same tournament?
Yeah, now actually I start working the referee at the Victorian last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Antonio, you know Antonio?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yes.
put me to work on the referee. Yeah, actually, when I arrive, I ask for Peter, and he say, "If you're comfortable to work with the referee, but if you don't, I can put you to work on the table." And I say,
Mm.
"Okay, I prefer work on the table." But Antonio say, "Ah, Jonathan, I saw you on the table with your ears with the cauliflower. Say now, this guy, I think he's a black belt, so I'm gonna put him to work on the referee." And then I work until today. But before, how I don't work with the kids, I just work on the referee. But this year, like after July, I work on the referee, and in my break time, I go work and the coach. I want to help the kids. I always be
Yeah.
around, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure you've actually refereed me in a match. I'm pretty sure.
probably. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
I already have your fight game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Jonathan, a question that I've got is you've spoken about a few of the awesome Brazilian guys over here. Tell us about the Brazilian community, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu community that you've kind of
yeah,
fallen into here, because there are some amazing, people from Brazil who are now over here, and I'm sure you'll catch up and hang out. So that must be really nice. So tell us about, your friendships that you've sort of got now that you're over here.
yeah. For me, when I arrive here, a lot of people's help me about the like some Brazilian help, some Brazilians not, you know. But I know like a lot of Brazilians, you know. But my friends, like Antonio Vicente Murta, he trained with you guys on
Yeah.
Ramos, and some other guys. Like if I say everyone here, I will be all day here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but the Brazilian community in Australia is really strong for jiu-jitsu. I think it's really important for the community. Sorry.
Yeah.
And
No, good.
then yeah, that's very nice. Yeah, a lot of good peoples. Yeah.
There is a lot all through Australia. Was there a reason specifically you chose Melbourne, or because in some ways there's not as many Brazilians in Melbourne as some other parts of Australia, like in Sydney or Gold Coast, for example? Why Melbourne for you?
When I arrive, I come in with my uncle, and how I just come into work, like he helped me to come here, and then after I organized to pay him, you know. So if like he live in Australia and Melbourne, so I live with him. Not anymore, but when I arrive, I just stay here. But I make a friends here, like a lot of good peoples, and then I choose be here. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had some opportunities to go to Gold Coast, to go to the Sydney, but I prefer stay in Melbourne.
Yeah. How do you
Yeah.
find the weather? Because my previous coach, Tiago Stefanuti, he came from Brazil also. He found Melbourne weather very cold.
Yeah.
You found it all right,
Yeah.
or you also feel the same?
It's the same, yeah. In
Yeah.
Brazil, it's very hot. So
Yeah.
even in winter, it's not too cold. But in Melbourne, it's very cold.
Yeah.
Like, and is it my first time I go to the country?
Yeah.
In Australia, it's very cold for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. He used to
Below 10
struggle.
degrees is already very bad.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That is
Tell us,
fine.
tell us about you before you left and came to Australia. Were you doing jiu-jitsu full time, or were you working over there as well?
Just jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I lived with my family for a long time when I was in Brazil, but they always say I need to work because how they have a company, I always do some jobs with them, but not big not big company before, you know. They were
yeah,
starting and I help, you know, but always training. In Brazil, we don't have good like good money there, you know. So I
yeah,
always go to the training with the train, bus, or something, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Always, sometimes we jumping the platform to go on the train, you know,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
go to the training more quick.
so, yeah. So you
Yeah.
don't have to pay.
And then I don't have to pay. Yeah. But sometimes it's bad. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's very bad. Yeah. Yeah.
And one other thing, mate, is acai. Is that like the superfood? Is that what gives all you guys the strength and the technique, mate? Does it all come from the acai?
Um, Depends from the states. And Amazon and is like Amazonia is
Yep,
very strong place to acai. But
yep.
everywhere in Brazil is very good. Yeah, it's very popular in Brazil. Açaí, we eat a lot. That's very good.
And what about when you're not doing jiu-jitsu, Jonathan? What do you like to do in your spare time?
In Australia, like,
Yes, yeah. Outside of Brazilian jiu-jitsu, what other hobbies? What are your interests?
um, actually, when I come into Australia, I have some ideas just to make some money and go back to Brazil, and open maybe one gym over there. But here, I can work anything. When I arrive, I unload the containers. I work with the removal list, like the houses, take the things on the house, move for the house. That's what we do. But my dream is always working with the jiu-jitsu.
Hmm.
And yeah, but that just this unload container and removers. That's it. And gardens too.
Yeah.
And gardens as well.
Gardens?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
gardens.
So what's looking forward into the future, Jonathan? Obviously, getting back into competition, you'll be looking at doing that. Have you got plans, for instance, to go and compete overseas? Whether it's at the Worlds or anything like that. Are you making plans to do that?
Yeah, for next year, I have these plans to make my points to fight the awards maybe in 2026 or
Yep.
next year as well. Because how I won the Pumpex from last year, I still have some points. And
Yep.
then I can like one friend tell me, he say, Jonathan, why do you need to be world champion? And I say, I need to compete a lot, training hard, and make my points to go. And he say, okay, so tell me what you need, and then I will send you. I say, thank you so much. That's very good opportunity. That's very, very good. And I say, okay. And now I start training again very properly, and then next year I have the big year. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's true what you say, because with the IBJJF and the points, it's very difficult for adult black belts in Australia to get points. There's really only Pan Packs, and
yeah,
like they used to have the Sydney Open. They
Mm.
stopped that now. I don't know. That was about 4 or 5 years ago. Now they're not bringing it back. It means that really there's not any other IBJJF tournaments in Australia. Yeah, you have to
yeah,
go
no,
overseas to get the points to then go
yeah.
overseas again. Like it's crazy. What do
It's very
you?
crazy. Yeah, hard.
Yeah, yeah. I think maybe
And
IBJJF need to look at some more tournaments for especially black belts to give the points, or to have a different qualification level maybe for Australian black belts, because we don't have the same opportunities in Australia to
exactly,
uh,
yeah.
uh, accrue the points. It seems a bit crazy, but yeah, that's the IBJJF. What about other tournaments? Do you look at any of the other ones, like the World Pro, or I don't know, any no-gi tournaments or anything like that?
Yes, yes. I wanna also go to the worlds, like the
Abu
I-
Dhabi?
Abu Dhabi worlds, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not use it with their rules. It's a little bit different from EBDDF, you know?
Mm.
Um, it's alright. I really like fight the AJP. Some competitions in Brazil, the name is like CBJJE. That's very famous in Brazil. I
Yeah.
use it to fight a lot the tournaments. And next year, how I'm going to Brazil to training hard there. that's I like I will enjoy this opportunity to go to Brazil and training hard and back to Australia better.
So you're going back to Brazil next year to train?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will be there for 1 month.
Ah, nice. And you'll see your
Yeah.
family again and
Yeah.
all your friends.
And back
Yeah.
to Australia. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you
That'll be
get
nice.
homesick much for them? It must be hard being away from them for so long now.
Yeah, I think so. Will be hard.
Yeah.
But I will be
Yeah.
back in 1 month. It's all right. Yeah. I
Uh-huh.
really miss my family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have to send them a link to this so they can see you, and then at the end you'll have to say some words to them as well.
Sorry, can you repeat, please?
Yeah,
I didn't hear.
you'll have to you'll have to send them this podcast to listen to,
Yeah?
and then say some words to them in Portuguese at the end as well. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We
Like
actually,
I
what?
love it.
Jonathan, we've had other guests on who couldn't speak any English. So we had them on with another person who was translating all the time. We would ask the question, and
Yeah.
but you're doing very well with your English. So please don't feel that your English is
No, you
lacking at
don't.
all. We've had many Brazilians on with much
Thank you
less
so
English
much.
than you. Your English is great. How have you gone in learning English? Have you had formal classes, or are you just picking it up as you go day to day?
Just practice every day, talking. I don't speak. When I arrived here, how English was very hard to me. I always be close to my friends Brazilians, but they speak English very well. And then I always say, what he say? What they say? I don't understand. Can you translate? But everything changed for me when I go to Wollongong and with my girlfriend. I talk English every day. Yeah, that's what changed my
See?
English.
The
Yeah.
ladies, see, the ladies are the
Yeah.
answer. You've got to get the women to do that. That's why women rule the world. Yes.
Yeah, help a
Yes,
lot.
exactly. Yeah. If you want to get by in the world and you need a lady beside you, then
Yep.
this
Yeah,
over here is going to help you.
Amen. Amen.
definitely.
Tell us about the day that you got your black belt, because you said before you got your black belt the day before you left Brazil, right? So tell us about that day. How was that?
Yeah, I get my black belt 1 day before I come to Australia, like in March of 2023, in I think 5th, 14th of March.
Yeah.
14th of March and 15 I was away.
Did you know
Yeah,
you were going to be receiving your black belt, or was it a surprise?
I didn't know that was surprise. And
Ah,
my last day in Brazil, I was 1 year and a half with my brown belt, compete as well. And I say for my coach about I'm going to Australia and everything, and he say, "Oh, okay." And he organized the good thing before I coming to Australia, everyone to say bye bye, and he give me a black belt after that.
Amazing.
That was really good. Yeah,
yeah.
And it's nice for you to get your black belt and then come to Australia and then win 3 gold medals at the Victorian Championships. It's a good quality competition, So to come over and know that you've earned that black belt it's a
yeah,
nice thing too.
yeah. I think uh I think if I have my brown belt and fight the same competition, it's not very good like you win in the black belt. That's really
Yeah,
important, but I think in the
yeah,
black belt is most important. My coach always say the color belts you use to train and compete a lot, do all the mistakes you can because in the black belts everything gonna change. All the tournaments you win is important. So be very smart and go for the Australia and do everything you know,
Mm.
yeah.
like show your jiu-jitsu for everyone. Yeah.
What would you say has been your favorite belt so far? Is the black belt been your favorite one, or what do you think?
My purple belt, I
Yeah,
think. My
same.
purple belt
Yeah.
was better. I
Yeah,
was just training, yeah, with 17 years old, compete
yeah,
Brasileiro, compete a lot of competitions, and that was my
yeah,
time. Yeah.
yeah,
But in black belt, the same. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. 100%
My
for
Tell
me also.
my two
Brent
my two
just
favorite.
recently got his purple belt.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's, yeah, definitely. I feel the same. I agree. For me also, the purple belt, I feel like I really crafted out my game. I got
Yeah,
really good at certain things, and I got to really develop those things the most. That for me was
yeah,
my purple belt. That
yeah,
by white and blue, you're learning all the fundamentals. You've got all of that, and then purple belt, you choose a few things that you get very, very good at.
yeah,
That was for me. Would you say that's the same for you, Jonathan?
yeah. Actually, for me, every belt, all the belts, when we change the belts, I think we progress a little bit more because we
Yeah,
change our mind. You're gonna practice more because in blue belt, you cannot let more white belt submission you, you know. So you need training hard, and then everything changed. But
yeah,
for me, when you change your belt, you're growing up your mindset, and then you learn more.
yeah,
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
what I think.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Tell us about the Brasileiros. We know the Brasileiros from, watching them on Flow and hearing about them, but it's a massive event, isn't it?
yeah. Actually, the Brasileiro is more hard than the words. A lot of people say that
Yeah,
because in Brazil they say everyone have opportunity to fight, all right, but
yeah,
not in the words. So in
yeah,
Brazil, if you have the hard fight on the first one, you're gonna have the more hard tough in the second, more bad in the third, and every single fight is hard. You know, you need to be very, very ready because the champion need to be very strong. Like training very hard and really
yeah.
deserve to be there. Yeah.
And what was your best result at the Brasileiros?
My best results and when I was purple belt in 2020, I won 4 fights and I go to the quarterfinals and I beat the guy and have just 1 fight to go to the medals, like the third place. Probably have like 70 athletes fighting that day. So hard, yeah. But that day I I should have medal. But when I beat the guy, I submission him, he straight arm and he tap. And how I was very young and no smart, I let go. And he kept going the fight. And the referee wasn't like he didn't see
Mm.
and
Yeah.
keep going the fight. And I just asked what's happening. He tap,
Mm.
and the referee penalty for me, and the fight finished with 2 penalties for me, 0-0.
Oh,
Oh no.
what?
Yeah,
So now you never let go of the submission until the
no,
referee
never
stops,
again.
yeah? It's what the
Never again.
lesson from that. Jeez.
Definitely not.
And what happened to him? Did he lose in the next round or did he go on to win the division?
He won. Yeah, he
Ah,
won.
Oh
He
wow.
won two more fights and go to the final. Yeah, and he won.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what a hollow
Wow.
victory though for him. Yeah, he should know.
yeah,
I hope he knows that he cheated to get that. So
yeah, yeah.
that's that sucks.
Yeah,
That's crazy,
and
isn't it?
I have video from that fight. A lot of people comment. My friends post and say, "Ah, look, EBJJF, look that.
Hmm.
We all referees to be more attention."
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you think about that refereeing? I mean, you've obviously refereed a lot more than what I have, but I find it really difficult. I find it more difficult than competing for myself when I
yeah,
referee because I have to really be switched on and you sort of have everybody's safety in your own hands. You
yeah,
can't make a mistake because someone can get injured. How do
yeah.
you compare refereeing to say competing or to coaching for yourself?
Um, Actually, it's alright. It's okay. I just accept that. I was very angry, but I accept that and say it's fine. It's fine. But yeah. The referees need to be more like they need to pay attention a lot
Yeah.
because that a lot of people's hurts, because even if the referee say stop, how the people's pass for these things before, they don't want to let go because they scared lose the fights for that.
Mhm.
That like me. But now I
Yeah.
understand if I see I gonna hurt my opponent, if I looking for the clock and see I'm winning and have like 30 seconds away and I just let go the submission and close the guard again. I
Yeah.
don't broke the arm, even if he don't want to tap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
that's
it
right.
is interesting because whether it's the Brasileiros or a local competition, if a referee makes a mistake, we'll talk about that referee making a mistake for years. Like this is
Yeah,
4 years ago, and you're talking about this mistake. But then while we're competing, we put our arm in the wrong place and get triangled or armbarred or something. When we make a mistake, we're like, oh, well, that was just, me making a mistake, but we blame the referees a lot.
yeah.
It's a really, really hard job that they have, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
refereeing match after match after match, like it's a hard thing to do, and stay focused on matches over and over again. So
yeah.
yeah, it's a tough one for sure.
Yeah, but that wasn't his fault. That was my fault. My coach say
Yeah,
after that, Jonathan, next time, don't let go anymore. Keep it going.
yeah,
Just stop when the referee says stop. When the referee open
yeah,
the arms, you stop. But
Yeah.
yeah,
before this, don't stop because
yeah,
we have a lot of athletes. They don't wanna. They wanna be smart. I don't. I gonna tap, and when he lets go, I keep it going. We have a lot of things like over this. So
yeah,
I don't let go anymore. Just if I see I'm winning, and it's fine. I don't care. I don't care. I
yeah,
prefer finish my fights with 30 seconds away than I broke the arm of my friends
Yeah.
yeah.
because we fight, right? And we don't know what have behind him. The family, he need to working on Monday. So
Yes,
yeah, you
Yeah.
know,
yeah.
You're
that's
very
what I
I
think.
think
mature
we've,
attitude for someone that's only
yeah,
22. This is some
yeah,
people that are
Yeah,
42 don't have
yeah.
that way
Thank
yeah.
of
you.
thinking. Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean,
Thank you.
we've just seen a couple of examples at the No Gi Worlds, right, where people literally cheated
Mm.
and then pointed it out to the referee. They brought their foot across so it looked like the person was then reaping.
Mm.
Pointed it out to the referee and won matches. And that sort of thing. Number one, it's just disgusting, and stop doing it. It's horrible. It's terrible. But
Yeah,
how, for a referee, if you're not seeing those sorts of things, and they can happen very quickly, like a referee has kind of been aware of where the match is and where everybody is on the ground, and they might look over for the time, and then something like that happens. So yeah, it's a tough job, but yeah, I'm with
very
you,
tough.
Kim. I'm with you, Kim. Like I think Jonathan, your maturity, in what you're saying. If I could either break his arm or I'll just close my guard again, and there's 30 seconds to go, I'm going to win the match.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because this guy needs to provide, for his family, and he wants to be on the mats on
Monday.
yeah,
Monday, or
Yeah.
as well, and keep
yeah,
training. But if you let your arm break, you miss out on training. So yeah, tap and honor the tap. If you do
yeah,
tap,
yeah.
own up to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes it's not always it's happen. Sometimes it's change. You losing and the time is away, and when you get submission, you need to say, "Oh, sorry, but if you don't tap, I got a broken arm."
Yeah.
Yeah,
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 Yeah.
yeah, but it's all right. They always tap. Just sometimes it's better you don't keep it going the submission and
yeah,
win the fight anyway. But I think you don't need to stop. You need to keep it going until the referee says stop.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's nearly out of time now, Jonathan. Do you have
Yep.
any final words for our listeners? You've given already, a lot of really great answers. Anything for particularly people who are listening who are maybe struggling with their jiu-jitsu or need some words of encouragement? Do you have anything to say?
About the encourage the
Yeah,
peoples like this.
yes, yeah.
Uh, when I am about to fight, when I go to inside the mat to compete, I always try think if I am nervous, my opponent is same, he nervous as well. So I always think I did everything I need to do. I training hard. Nobody trained more than me, and then if he win than me, he's better than me, because I don't give this victory for free. So I always think if I finish the fight breathing with my nose, it's because I did my best. But if I am very tired, if I go outside the mat diet, I did everything. That's what I think. And always think, you did all your best and just go for fun. That's more important. Drop the pressure on your back and just go fight with all your love or jiu-jitsu, you know? That's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Really
Yeah.
good advice.
That's awesome. Really good, Jonathan. Thank you, Kim. We'll wrap it
Thank
up
you.
there. That's another episode of Roll or Die podcast. Guys, as always, please like, rate, and share. We appreciate it. We want to keep growing this. We're going to go a little bit international, maybe in 2025 too. So good things are happening. Check out our links below for sponsorship too, because we have a couple of cool things for you guys. There's some discount codes below. But we'll finish it there. Kim, good to see you as always. Jonathan, mate, appreciate everything you're doing.
Thank you.
All the best for the future competitions that you have coming up.
Yeah.
And we'll be following you on your journey towards the world titles, mate. So all the best. Good luck with that and go smash it, mate. We'll be cheering for you for sure.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for opportunity, everyone. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
See
Okay.
you next time.
See you next time. Bye bye.